Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. I want to just talk with us today about a couple of considered to be classic novels. I'm going to talk more about one than the other. And the first one is The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and then The Red Badge of Courage by Stephen Crane. So, reading Hawthorne, that's an intense book, I'll just tell you. And I don't really know. I've tried to do some researches many years ago on what perspective Nathaniel Hawthorne was writing from, but he came across to me kind of like a romantic. Now, what I mean by romantic is not in the modern sense. It was romanticism in the late 1700s, 1800s, Samuel Taylor Coleridge and the Shelleys and maybe Byron a little bit in that, in all that, where they were taking, they believed in intense emotions, but they weren't necessarily believers in God, or if they were a God who was just in the ways they think he should be just, but not necessarily, like the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, the Bible's inspired word of God, on and so forth. Because it had a little bit of that flair to me, and some of you literary folks, or maybe went to college studying literary genres and stuff, you may know far more about this than I do. I'm sure you do. But that's just how it came across to me, that it was kind of taking a jab at Christianity. Because you had this girl who had committed adultery with the preacher, and the girl was the one getting punished with the Scarlet A, and she was hiding out. So it's just killing the preacher, his guilt and all of this. And it's very intense, but I did think it was very well written. And I'll tell you my takeaway from The Red Badge of Courage. First of all, I did not finish that book. And I don't think it was just because I became so disinterested in it, but I wasn't real interested in it. It was good, what I read. The biggest takeaway I got is I really didn't realize the Red Badge of Courage was getting wounded in war, and that blood and just his desire to have kind of that proof of manhood. And books like that, I'm thinking The Last of Mohicans and stuff, tend to resonate with me because I was raised in a home of a multiple Purple Heart, and someone who was deeply scarred by the Korean War in this case, and had pain in his foot till he died. He had 2 pins in his foot. He was wounded his feet, his leg, and but then in intense battles, and saw many of his friends die horrific deaths, and saw children starving to death and all. This is very so I was raised around all that with my father, and so just that war theme really spoke to me. But going back to Scarlet Letter, to me, I connected much better with the Scarlet Letter, and I appreciate it. And it's a warning, obviously, to even the most well-intentioned minister to flee fornication, keep yourself pure. And so even if he had maybe, now some of you may be writing saying, no, he was an ultra-Puritan and that was just a great novel. Maybe so, but I'm just telling you how it came across. And maybe I've studied a lot of Enlightenment literature that didn't care much for Christianity. And it kind of had that, just a little bit of that flair. And as they say, just a tiny bit of that vibe in there that at the end of the day, he makes the preacher look stupid. Well, I'm going to tell you, Satan and the world system's trying bad enough to make preachers look stupid. We don't need any help in that. So God bless. We love you. Hey, thanks for being here. Share with your friends. Put it on social media. Join us daily. Love to see you. And hit the bell notification and subscribe. We love you. God bless. Bye-bye.